Right, we're starting to go live at the moment, starting a little bit earlier, just because I want to give quite a bit of time for people to jump onto this call. Let me just set up the tech stuff here. I'm going to do a little bit of admin here and just mute everybody, so don't take offense if I'm muting you. Oh, how do I do that? Oh. Okay, we're starting to go live over there. I want to get my computer rolling as well. We're going to do some screen sharing tonight. So let me just set that up. Hopefully the internet holds. Let's put that on. Shut that down there. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're coming on live about a minute earlier than normal. So we just want to give it a bit of time for more people to join us. But as we're going live, please can I encourage you to turn on your cameras. It's always good to speak to the community and see your faces. I can see Marianne, I can see Hal Taylor, I can see Rich Moore on the call. I can see Badra on here as well, which is great. Cedric in his car. Rick, I can see Rick Sealing at the moment. So hopefully we'll catch Rick just now. I can see Simon Grant as well. Who else? We got Maxine giving a big wave there. Mike Weston, which is great. Lynn, good to see you as well. Raul's on the call. Raul, you need a haircut, man. That thing's getting wild, bro. It's looking awesome. It's looking great. I can see Doris on the line from Namibia. Great to see you as well. We got Louise Kinnear, Fiona, I can see as well. Darren G's on the call. Welcome. We're going to give it another minute just for a whole lot of people to come on. And this is recorded. In fact, we started recording a minute ago already. So if you're watching this as a recording, I really want to encourage you to share this with your teams if you get value out of it. Today's probably one of the calls that I'm most excited about, because it's one of those calls that we really get to grab hold of and get control of a situation that we should have had control of from day one. So I'm very excited about this call. I'm trusting that it's going to be highly empowering. I can see Judy's on the line as well. I can see someone called iPhone, so that must be Roger, hopefully on the line as well. Great to see. So we're going to dive into, just let me know where you're dialing in from. Use the chat function. I'm going to open up my chats over here so we can go into there as well in a moment. But let me just set the tone for this call. This call is about coin washing. Now, why do we want to talk about coin washing? It was something that Alex Kochendow, the CTO, mentioned on stage in Dubai. Since then, I've had a lot of people asking me questions about it. And so as a community, this is an opportunity to get educated on what coin washing is, to look at the pros and cons of it, and then to be able to flip it into serving our community and our coin, as opposed to hurting our community and our coin. And it has actually hurt our coin over the last 6 months. I'm going to unpack why, and then I'm going to show you how we can take that same habit and work it for us. So welcome to today's call. This is the one about washing. And so we're going to dive straight into it. I'm going to ask you all to be in charge of your microphones. That allows this recording to be loose and tight. And as I say that, someone's microphone goes crazy. So let me just sort that out. There you go. Really want this recording to be able to go into Teams because I think it'll be a super helpful recording. So we're going to dive straight into it. I can see Tina's on the line as well, a little bit jet lagged after a trip to Dubai. Awesome to see you on here, Tina. Right, we're going to dive into what is coin washing and what isn't it. So let's first talk about what it isn't. When people are buying community nodes like we had in the past, or when people are buying exclusive nodes like we're seeing now, that is not a form of coin washing. You see, because people are going into their vouchers, or they're going onto the exchanges, and they might be selling existing coins into Bitcoin and then moving it back into vouchers. But ultimately, once that coin moves into a node, it's locked in. It cannot be washed again. It is locked into an exclusive node for the next 2 years. It's locked in a community node for the next 1 year. There's no washing that happens when people are purchasing nodes. So I just want to go and pop that bubble, sometimes on the community chat group, sometimes on our trading group, sometimes on our marketing groups. You know, people throw opinions into what washing is and isn't. I want you to know that nodes do not cause washing. I want to unpack what washing is, and I want to show you why washing exists, and then I want us to see how we can use that to our advantage. So this is what washing is. And we're going to go to the whiteboard over here. I think this is helpful. So we've got a good image and we can see, what's going on. But here's what washing is. Every person who enters our ecosystem through the GS Partners platform, okay, very specific. Anyone who enters our ecosystem through the GS Partners platform has the ability to buy vouchers, but they can only buy vouchers with Bitcoin or Ethereum. Okay, that's the currencies, those are the cryptocurrencies that flow into GS Partners. And when it flows into GS Partners, you have the option of purchasing vouchers through the marketplace. And there's two types of vouchers. There's our XLT voucher and there's the G999 voucher. Washing is specific to the G999 voucher. So I want us to be very clear on this. The Bitcoin and Ethereum that goes into GS Partners can purchase two types of vouchers. Washing happens when the G999 voucher is purchased. And a very specific activity then takes place once that voucher is purchased. The people who are washing the coin are taking the G999 from the GS Partners dashboard. So it's showing up here, they're going into their financial section and they're clicking on withdraw, and they are withdrawing the G999 into their GS Trade Exchange platform. So there are two platforms that are needed in order to wash. It's not necessarily GS Trade. You can withdraw it into HitBTC, Bitforex, any other exchange that accepts it. But I've been watching wallet movements. That's the beautiful thing about an Explorer. You can watch wallet movements, and clearly I've got too much time on my hands. But I've been watching a lot of the movements happens between GS Partners and GS Trade. So for today's example on coin washing, we're going to talk about GS Trade Exchange. So Bitcoin and Ethereum enter into the GS Partners platform. Vouchers are purchased. Which vouchers? The G999 vouchers. That G999 is then bought across into GS Trade, and it is placed into the sell order book. There are two types of order books in any exchange. There are those selling coins and those buying coins. What we've seen with coin washing is that the G999 is entered into the sell order book and is sold at something called market price. Okay, it's important that we understand these terms. I'm going to unpack them in a moment. But the G999 is sold at market price. In other words, it's sold at whatever the cheapest price they can sell it is possible. And the reason why that happens is that G999 is sold at the cheapest price, market price, and immediately becomes Bitcoin or Ethereum, depending on what that person sold it for. They might have sold it G999 into Bitcoin, they might have sold it G999 into Ethereum. But it's sold at market price, at the cheapest price possible. And because of that sale, that person is now sitting with Bitcoin and Ethereum on their GS Trade platform. So what do they do with that Bitcoin or Ethereum? They once more send it into their GS Partners accounts, purchase vouchers. Which vouchers? G999. They bring the G999 into GS Trade, sell it at market price, and receive Bitcoin and Ethereum again. And so this is called washing, because essentially you're taking the same value and you're putting it through two platforms in order to get a certain outcome. And here's what the outcome has been. This is why people are washing the coin. They're washing it because commissions are earned on the vouchers. That's why washing occurs, because every time vouchers are bought, a commission is paid back to the marketing team. Now, I want us all to grab hold of our emotions here, because I know that that can be a tough pill to swallow. And it's very easy for the community to now divide. Our marketers are bad. Pump the brakes on that thought. If people don't understand what market order is doing, then they will keep earning commissions at the expense of our community. But what if I could show you how to take this exact same habit, change the sell order book where people can still earn commissions, but the price of our coin can grow? You see, as long as our coin is being sold at market price, it's always being sold at the lowest price possible. And you can go onto GS Trade right now, and you can go and see that our coin is trading sideways. And every now and again, someone who's not willing to wait the 30 seconds for their order to go through, they go and sell it at even cheaper than the previous price. They're willing to offload their coin at lower than its current value, and that lowers the entire market price for G999. Now, why are they doing that? Commissions. Are commissions a bad thing? No. People need to put bread, milk, food on the table. That's why people are doing it. It's not an evil thing if people are doing it to feed their families. The problem is that it's holding the value of our coin hostage at the moment. So how do we change that? How do we take a habit that has got into a whole lot of teams and flip it to our advantage? This is where it gets really exciting. The order book has two ways of selling. You can sell it at market price, or you can sell it at something called limit price, where you set the limits for how low you're willing to sell that coin for. What if as a community, we decided to no longer sell it at market price, but always place our order one price higher? When those orders are filled, the next group who arrives to place the order just places it one price higher. We call it one sat when we talk about Bitcoin. What if we educated our community on not placing market orders? So we stop this habit, and we teach our community that every time they bring G999 to the trade platform, they do one step extra. They slide a little counter from market to limit, and they go and type in the price that they're willing to sell the G999 at. That one decision changes the trajectory of our coin. If we stop selling it at 40% of a cent, what is that? Like I don't even know how to say it, 0.004 cents. And we decided when we bought our G999 to rather sell it at 0.005 cents, then the coin grows up in one value. What if the next person who arrives sees that the price is set at 0.005 cents, and so they go and place their order at 0.006 cents? Slowly what happens is that whilst the coin is being washed into the order book, we're growing the coin's value. Now, people will still earn commissions because when the sell order is filled, not if, when the sell order is filled, that Bitcoin and Ethereum will pop up in their trade accounts. They can bring it back to GS Partners and they can do it again. But here's the interesting thing. Their purchasing power will be marginally higher. Now, does that mean they're going to get more G999? No, because the price of G999 has risen. But that's not why people are washing the coin. They're not washing it to get G999. They're washing it for commissions. So the person who's washing it for commissions will actually increase their commissions marginally as they do this, because their commissions are earned in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if we're slowly raising the price of G999 against Bitcoin and Ethereum, yes, the price of G999 is going up, so you might be receiving less G999 on your washing, but you're receiving more commissions. What does that mean for the rest of us who hold G999, who are not washing it? Well, our G999 also grows in value. What does it mean for the people who have DeFi and staking and noding, who are being paid rewards in G999? Well, you'll start being paid a G999 that is higher in value, because our community is now starting to value our coin. A limit order pushes a value onto the coin that we're in control of. We need to get this message into our teams. We can villainize the people washing coins. And understand this, I've villainized them. My poor wife sitting in the kitchen there, Jen's heard all about it for the last 4 months as I've been tracking the amount of coin being washed through our exchange. I want to pull my hair out. But having met with some of the people over the last little while, I understand why. These people are putting bread and milk and food on the table. They're sending their kids to school. They're putting gas in their car. They're not worried about the value of the coin right now. They're worried about the next day's expenses. I get it. I get it. As frustrating as it is, I get why they've done it. But what if we could show them how to continue doing it by placing a limit order that slowly grows the coin? Man, if you know people in your team who are washing vouchers, share this video with them and show them how to go and place a limit order, not a market order. But show them how to slide the little scroller on the sell order book from market to limit, and show them how to type in a price that's just 1 sat. If it's sitting at 11 sats today, imagine if that person put it at 12 sats, and then they had to sit on their hands patiently. You're going to have to sit on your hands and let that order get filled. It's not a popcorn microwave culture, because it's going to take some patience now for us to eat through an order book that sits with 10 million coins between the current price and the next price up. I just went and opened GS Trade now before this call. We're needing to turn the Titanic around 180 degrees, take the same habit, but now move it in the direction of a rising coin. And that's going to take some time. And so the people that I'm hoping are watching this will be able to sit on their hands long enough to let it fill that order and eat through those 10 million coins. And then once we're into that, we can start raising the coin just 1 sat at a time. Not market orders anymore, limit orders. For the people washing the coin, guess what? If you go place a limit order, your commissions are going to grow. And the rest of us who love this coin, you know what? Our coin is not going to be undervalued anymore, because the community finally understands, educated on the power of not just a marketing team representing our products, and not just a marketing team fighting for commission, but how to control the order book. That's trade mentality. And everyone wins. The people who desperately need the commission, you win. The people who have DeFi and staking and noding, you win. It's not at the cost of anyone anymore. But it means placing limit orders. Can't be market anymore. This community has the word unity in it, and we've lost it somewhere because we've missed each other on some points. Let's not miss each other on this point. So I'm asking you, I'm begging you, this is a 17-minute video. If we end it now, share this. Take it from price. I don't mind if it goes off price action and ends up on everyone's Facebook page, and everyone, like, this will be the one video that I'm not going to run around and try and say, don't share it there, don't share it there, because we're worried about the haters. This is the one video that I want to go viral, because we can take washing of a coin that has suppressed the value of the coin, and we can turn it into a growing value of the coin. Now, the knock-on effects, the second effect, listen to this effect, it's very cool, is that if we all choose to keep doing this through GS Trade, which is our exchange, remember, We're a community. This sits in our ecosystem. If we can get the coin rising on here through limit orders, it'll outgrow other external exchanges. And that creates something called an arbitrage, which means people will fetch coin off those exchanges and bring it back to where? Back into our ecosystem. Let's bring it back. We're waiting on, people keep saying to me, like, are we waiting on Binance? Are we waiting on this person? Or let's get onto that person's YouTube. We've got 100,000 people registered. And we just need a couple thousand people just to do this. And it changes the trajectory of our coin. I love what Alex said. He says, we're getting confused between price and value. And you know what? He's absolutely right. The company is producing so much value behind this coin. But our community, not the entire community, so don't feel like I'm shouting at you, but our community, players in our community have undervalued our coin through this habit out of ignorance. Get this video into Teams so that we can stop putting it at market price. We can place it. It doesn't have to be 25 cents. I mean, that's my dream, right? But it doesn't have to be all the way up there. It just needs to be 1 cent higher, 1 sat higher. And that brings buying power back into your pocket. You can go, man, the washers, you can go wash this crazy as long as you're placing a limit order and you're causing it to climb. But this first time, this message, this is going to take like a month to get into the teams. It's not going to happen overnight. And even then, I don't know if everyone's going to buy into this. I'm asking you as a community, champion this one thing, champion this limit order in our order book. It'll change where this coin's going without us having to become black belts in trading. One thing. So I will be sharing this recording as soon as I can. I do want to try, and I'm going to actually stop. No, it's fine. I won't stop sharing. I won't stop the recording now. People can stop watching now. If that's all you need to take out of this. But what I do want to do is maybe answer some questions on this, because this is a good opportunity for us to get real clarity as to what's happened with washing and what we can actually do with it. Again, this is not a call to villainize anybody. I actually understand why people did it. But now let's change it. Let's work it for us instead of against us. So if you've got questions, we're going to do the same thing we always do. Just pop your camera and microphone on. I should be able to pick it up in the participant section here. And let's work through some questions while we've got people on the call. Let's take a look. I try not to, if you can, I'm going to always give precedence to, okay, I saw Rick for a moment. No, I lost Rick. Yeah.
Look, I mean, I understand what you drew in the background there, but I don't understand how the economics of it work, right? So one, we have to understand that the COM gets paid to the level above you. So I presume someone has created someone below them, and then they're manipulating the washing so that they get the COM back into their account. Because doing your own vouchers, you don't get COM on your own voucher, right? Goes up to you to the level above, and there's costs involved in pushing it through that system. So maybe I'm missing it, and maybe you could run through the process. But when you send G999 through,
Rick, I keep losing you slightly, but I think I know where your line of questioning is. So I'm going to dig into that. So this strategy only works if it's taught as a team strategy. That's the reality. And so it looks like it has been taught as that, because certain people, if you go look at last month's activity as we're going into the community notes, and you looked at the size of the community in the month of, what are we in? June, July. So in the month of May, sorry. In the month of May, we went from 100,000 registered partners to 109. So we had the smallest growth in the 6-month period, but we had the largest amount of volumes going through. So it had been taught as a team strategy all the way down the partner levels to level people up, which is great from a commission point of view, but it has suppressed the coin. So it was taught as a team strategy. The second thing is that there is a difference between, because there's obviously fees all the way through. So the vouchers, just to let you know, there is a parallel trading team whose job it is to constantly trade G999, and they pull it into a wallet that vouchers are then bought out of. And so there's like a sexy hot trading team on the side, and that's where some volumes are coming through, who are constantly trading that. And then those coins are coming into the vouchers before being released over here. And that's why there's still commission being able to be paid. But that sexy hot trading team still needs to be fetching coins. And if we can change the trajectory of the coin, then it starts obviously changing where those voucher coins are coming from as well. So that's where the difference in the price comes through. That's where the mechanics of the slight lead is when it comes to commissions. It's not possible to do this indefinitely because of the bleedage. You're probably able to wash 6 to 8 times. I mean, if I was monitoring wallets correctly, it looks like it's about a 6 to 8 wash cycle before the numbers get a bit funny. But yeah, Rick, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I think so.
Great question. Okay, anybody else we got on here while we got the community on here? Any other questions? There's a lot in the chat function, and I'm gonna be that guy who says I'm not gonna go through all of them tonight. So there's a super pressing question. Just click your microphone on. I can see live microphones here on my laptop. Click your microphone and ask it if it's a super pressing question related to this. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything coming through. So here's what I'm trusting, that this recording will be shared. I'm also trusting that our community is going to be mature enough to not turn this into a weapon of division, but rather now take it and use it to unify our community. One, to get the coin rising healthily, not like massive jumps, just 1 sat or 1 cent high every time you go and place a limit order. And 2, I really hope that lots of people who are making commissions continue to make commissions. I mean, that's the win. The rest of us, get to benefit from that. Jordy, I can see your microphone's on. Go for it.
Yes, I'm still at work, so I can't turn my camera on. But hi, Bruce. One question. Your total picture is clearly to me. But what if people are still doing it the old way? Like they're doing now? Is corporate gonna deal with that or something?
So Jordy, I mean, technically this is a decentralized open system. If corporate just magically runs around, shutting down people's accounts and preventing them from selling coins at a lower price than they want to, that's not really how cryptocurrencies are built. The idea here is to educate our community on why they shouldn't do it. If corporate suddenly grab hold of people's ability to sell coins on the exchange, that's called manipulation. And that's not something I think we want to encourage corporate to do, even if it means waiting for the coin to grow in value. I think if people understood that they're in charge of that value, it'll be a much healthier outcome. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I understand better. Because it's for us hodlers.
For some reason, I can't seem to hear you. It might be something on my side.
Yeah, but for us hodlers, and we hope to increase the price of the coin. It's not nice. So I get where they come from. But if the coin will rise in price, yeah, that will deliver bread and milk for them too.
I think we just lost Bruce.
Hopefully,
Matthew, why don't you ask your question?
Okay, go for it. Sorry, we're getting all sorts of technical stuff going on here, but go for it.
No, that was my question. Thank you.
Okay, great, Jordy. All right, Matthew, over to you.
Yeah, my question is, do you think the company can do anything to prevent the washing the way you described, meaning maybe to incentivize rather than penalize?
Yeah, so look, Matthew, the irony is that our last incentive actually does incentivize people to grow the coin as well. Because again, it's just the difference of choosing a market price or a limit price. That's the only difference really over here. And so can you imagine if the last 6 months we had a community who was doing this exact same exercise, but placing a limit order? We wouldn't be sitting with a coin at the value it's at. We'd have a coin 6 months later where a lot of people would have been moving coin in and out of our ecosystem at a slightly higher price. So the incentive is not incorrect. The behavior or the how was incorrect because people were just selling it at market price. That's the issue. If the company suddenly started punishing people for just buying and selling, again, I think that's a place that we don't really want to enter into with any company, because then it becomes a form of control or manipulation. But let's wait to see what the next incentive is, because it's a $20 million incentive. It'll be interesting to see how it's geared. The way I'm seeing it, it looks like the company is gearing it more towards the tokenized property space, because that's obviously the product that they're really focusing on for the next 6 months. But again, when it comes to the G999 voucher, it's just the difference of a market order or a limit order. That's it. And if we can get our community to understand that, especially the community washing, man, we'll change the trajectory of this course.
Well, Bruce, you mentioned the need for buying bread and milk for people because they need the commissions. But the way the incentives are designed, this is all for the future. I think that there need to be more incentives in the sense to make money now, because even the commissions you're talking about, the future. In the future, you will get a certain amount of legacy points, which can be converted to Lydian lions and all that. So this is all the future. What I'm saying is, if the company can do something for people to make money now, they will not be so tempted to sell something at below market price.
Matthew, I hear you, but as I just explained, even if they did the same thing and just placed a limit order, they're still going to make bread and butter money. They're still going to earn the commissions. The compensation plan's not the problem. The behavior, literally, the difference of sliding a slider and entering a price is the problem. That's the only problem we've had in the compensation plan, because people are taking a voucher and they're not understanding how an order book works. People can make money right now, today, with the current compensation plan. People have made money in the last 6 months with the compensation plan. It's the cycle that's hurting us because of that market order. And so this is just a moment to go, what if we did that differently? What if we slid a little slider across and we typed in a number? That's the difference. 7 seconds more of work.
Absolutely.
I think we've got Tracy. Tracy's microphone's gone live.
Hi there, Bruce. It's actually Alvin. I'm on my wife's laptop. I just wanted to say, I think this is an actual awesome what you've actually shown today. What I was actually thinking is that what I'm worried about with it is just that how it can be manipulated, and just like what was just said about you know, if other groups or getting this information out there. I was just thinking in terms of corporate, not corporate, the council members, you know, Nitsanakos and others who are in charge of large groups, to help filter down this, because it's about education, and the education aspect of it. Many people really don't even know how to use maybe the trade platform, or how to like you say, to maneuver the whole washing idea. It's a learning curve, but I think to help get it out is like the council members' involvement, because I can see what you're saying, and it can work if everybody does it in the manner that you're actually stating.
Yeah, and Alvin, it's a very good point, and I think it's always important to understand that we're in a robust relationship. There's council in corporate and there's field, or there's council in corporate and there's field. I mean, it doesn't really matter which way you put that. And here's the exciting thing is that the council who were at the Dubai event, the Brian McGinty's, Martin Tebow's, Michael Delco, Tony DeGavea, Andrew Eaton, I went and had one-on-one conversations with them around, hey, what if we flip this? What if we got the culture and the team changing? So they're well aware of this. But the groundswell also happens from the top, from the bottom. I mean, it sounds so terrible. The groundswell happens from us, the field, as well. And so this is my way of going, hey, let's talk about what was mentioned off stage, because there's a lot of questions. Let's talk about the next incentive coming, and let's talk about how we can take a habit that's hurt us and flip it to help us now. And this is just this is pure education evening. Like, this is what happened. This is how we fix it. This is how we pull our community together. The council will always do what the council do. They will go and take the same message and make it simpler. I know that they will, but ultimately it boils down to each individual playing their part. You know, I love the fact that there's a network marketing structure. I get it. I'm in it, but I'm well aware that every person here brings value. And we just need enough people to do this. We don't need to be told to do it. We just need to choose to do it. And we need to know how to do it. And so tonight's really about going, here's the issue, here's how we fix it. Let's shoot some videos on how to place a limit order. Like, that's it. Let's go shoot that video. You know, John Rawnsley, or, you know, Michael Wensley, or somebody, but Dr. Greg, someone who is better at communicating and using PowerPoints, go shoot that video for us, please. Because it'll be hugely empowering. Who else have we got here? We got Renette. Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great idea. What you came up with in terms of educating the community to place a limit order, but I have the concern of a lot of the other hodlers in terms of, like you said, we're all individuals, and there are a lot of people that will hear this, but they're still gonna, you know, they're still gonna place those sell orders. So and I know I also understand the concern about corporate not being involved to manipulate the coin. We don't want that either, but I'm wondering, is there any consideration of having there be a limit to how often that voucher can be used? Or if it can be even used at all, because like you said, we should be educating ourselves on how to use the exchange. GS Trade is a part of our ecosystem also. And most people are going to normally just follow the path of least resistance. And if they're not comfortable with trading or using GS Trade, they're just gonna buy the voucher. And if they need quick money, they're just gonna place a sell order. And then and we got a lot of new people. I know that one of the goals is to have a larger community within the next 6 months, where those new people, then we don't know if they're going to follow suit with this or not. So that's just kind of like my concern.
And I agree with you. You know, the one click fixes all things would be amazing, but we've stepped into a world that's called decentralization. And so we can't hope that there's a one-click fix here, because that's not actually going to serve us going forward. And so again, this is my plea for us to go, what if we created a bigger vision and a better plan? And no, not everyone's going to buy into it, but here's the reality, is that if you've got a community of 200,000 people and the smallest part is not buying into it, their coins are going to get eaten up anyway and pulled into the limit orders. It's just a numbers game. We just need enough people doing this. Not all people. We just need enough people doing it. Critical mass always wins. I can see Judy's hands up. Judy, over to you. And then Hull Taylor, we're going to come down to you.
Okay, Bruce, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's a little bit edgy, but we can hear you.
Okay, well, I just want to say thank you for laying this out the way you have. It's the same thing that I've been seeing, however, you have a much better way of making it. I know there are times, and I've spoken about the problem was not so much with the vouchers, but rather with the traders. What I refer to those who were selling coin and bring it back again. And of course, with pairing with Bitcoin being on the rise, a lot of people just didn't care to set those limit orders because Bitcoin was rising so quickly. But it's what I wanted to say. It's weird how the time we are both on the same page, speaking the same language, however, just communicating it slightly differently. And another thing that I would love if you could possibly do, I don't know if you can still hear me. I see Jane on the video.
We can hear you. You're
But
good.
if
You're
we
good.
could, okay, if we could introduce the term coin recycling versus washing, because I mean, it sounds so close to money laundering, and we don't necessarily want people's ears to perk up or the wrong people's ears to perk up with that term, especially since what we're doing in this space is so scrutinized. I mean, we could consider the term recycling as opposed to washing. That's
Such a good point,
just-
Judy. Such a good point. I mean, we could call it the voucher cycle if, we really wanted to create safe language around that strategy. I just wanted to call it what it's being called, so we're all on the same page. And I'm also okay with going, it has been evil. Like, it hasn't been a good thing for our coin. I get why people have done it, but by using that jarring language, I'm really hoping that this jolts a bit of people. But I'm with you. Like, going forward, let's figure out, to give it a good name that represents what it could do. Voucher cycle or upcycle or something. We could play with some language there. You're spot on. Right, let's go across to Hull Taylor.
Hello, Bruce. Thank you. I love this. I love the way you've laid it out. Appreciate it. And we need to broadcast this to the entire community and beyond. I've led large teams, not necessarily in network marketing, but in other aspects of life. And when you put everybody on a single focus and single mission, you can bring people, even people that are not professionals at this new activity, you can bring them to outperform and do things they couldn't have imagined if you put them on a single focus and single mission. And if people deviate from that, then it takes away from the entire group accomplishing its goal. And I think we all need to put our whatever people were washing coins or recycling coins or whatever they were doing, they could put that aside and realize that there are ways for them to benefit, for all of us to benefit. I believe everyone in this community wants this coin to go up. And if we all focus on the same mission and the same goal, we can achieve that by using your strategy. So thank you.
Thanks, Hal. It's a great point. Thank you. So again, the mission is to really get this out there. We've got one other person, his hand's up, Eugene Blicknote. So fire away, Eugene.
Thanks, Bruce. Yeah, I don't really have a question. I've got more of a little bit of a statement with regards to what you were training and saying. So look, we all have to understand that we're in the DeFi space, okay? So we're in decentralized finance. We take control of our finances, okay? We don't want to be in a centralized system because a centralized system ultimately takes control of our decisions and our money. So once we move into this decentralized cryptocurrency space, it then becomes that everyone can kind of do what they want. It's all about education now. So if we can now go and educate people to kind of understand what Bruce is trying to explain, we'll see growth in the coin rapidly. If you think about it just in a simple manner, when people go from a market to a limit and you literally go up one sat, suddenly if I've bought at 10 sats, I've bought my coin, we've got 1,000 people recycling the vouchers. What suddenly happens is when I've bought mine at 10 sats, 1,000 people later or an hour or two later, you sit suddenly selling yours at 16, 17 cents. So now you start making a profit as well as the coin value goes up. So if we can educate people to actually just do a small change in what they're doing, we'll all see that benefit in the long run. And then it becomes no longer washing coin, then it actually becomes trading a coin.
Thanks, Eugene. Thanks for that. So guys, we're going to finish off this call. I really wanted to give it to 15 minutes. Now it's going at 1 hour 15. So Darren G, do you want to quickly have a quick say, and then we're going to finish off this call. I don't mind if people edit this call. You know, if you want to make sure that you get a 15-minute sharp, short video, again, you know, pull it off YouTube, edit the first 15 minutes, bomb it into Teams. Darren, over to you.
Well, thank you, Bruce. I wanted to talk about how corporate does incentivize this through their packages where they reduce the trading fee. There's no trading fee in GS Partners. So, you know, if they reinstated the trading fee, if they took away that incentive, then I would think it would reduce the cycles maybe from 6 to 3 or something like that. You know, hopefully corporate would be open to, well, I'm not sure if it's corporate or if it's the council, you know, in their packages. If you're PAM or above, there's no trading fee. And that to me just allows this to happen.
I love the suggestion, Darren. The only challenge with that is that we didn't have zero fees until literally the last month between GS Partners and GS Trade. And we saw it all the 5 months building into it. So the zero fees was never the issue. The issue was, again, ignorance. It was that I need to move this as quickly as possible because I need the commissions immediately. And so market value, market value, market value. So I love the suggestion. It's just that it wasn't the catalyst for what we're seeing. What we saw was the wrong, or maybe, how do we say this? Probably the right behavior, the wrong how at the end of the day. Because again, market's always going to kill us. It's taking value out the markets. And in trading, we call that market taking. Whereas when you go and place limit orders, you're making the market. And so that's really what this is about. What if we taught our community to go and make that market and make their commissions and make the coin grow? This is our opportunity. You know, we can swing the ship around with the nice, big, educated community. So I love the suggestion. I love the fact that people are coming up with ideas. I think anytime anybody can share ideas, let's have a look at it. But let's always look at the idea and then look at, you know, does it carry weight in what we've seen previously as well. So Darren, I love it. Keep coming up with suggestions and solutions. This is where we as a community get to give that feedback mechanism into council, into corporate, etc. Guys, we've had a really long call here tonight. I appreciate that this has been a 45-minute. I want to thank you all for your time. Someone's asking, can't we automate the selling of the coins? It's a programming nightmare. I'm going to just tell you right up front. Just because we have looked at that actually. So let's go this route for now. Let's see if we can change some culture and some behavior around this. And let's see if we can get our community in step and moving in the right direction together. So again, I'm gonna put the YouTube clip onto the price action channel. By all means, pull it off there. Whoever knows how to, pull it off there, edit what you need, share it into the teams. Let's try and get this into the teams really, really quickly. And yeah, and just figure out how to get our community moving with this. Thanks everybody, you're awesome. Thank you for jumping on this call. If you're watching this as a recording, I hope you got value, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers everyone.